Hi folks, welcome to my home on this cool summer day. That almost seems like an oxymoron to say that, doesn't it? 60s in June? The end of June? Are you kidding me? 4th of July is next week. Anyway, welcome again. And the name of this video is called The Why Guy Has a Message to Those Who Are Struggling with the Concept of Hell. Now, this video may help someone who has lost loved ones in the past, and they just put the thought way in the back of their minds of, because those loved ones, those family, those friends have not lined up with the teaching of how to escape hell, how to not be there. They have not done the Christian protocol, the sinner's prayer, and I could go on and on, been baptized. You know, there's so many things that religion, the burden is put on people's shoulders. There's so many things, and none of them agree with each other. And you know, that should bring up a red flag right there, and that's obviously why, you know, you're struggling, is because some of those red flags, they just don't add up, so many things. And I'm hoping this video helps someone, even one person, be free from that torment, okay, of hell. All right, now let's get into it. Now, why I can no longer take hell seriously, yet in a different way, I take hell very seriously. And this is how it all started with me, all right? And maybe you can identify with this, and it might help you. You know, first, I had to reach a point where I wasn't afraid to ask the question, is there even the slightest chance, even the littlest chance that I was taught wrong? Think about that for just a second. Then I had to come to the grips with the understanding, or better way to put it, is my lack of understanding of God's character. You know, I had to question things. I had to question teaching that literally pollutes and slanders God's character. I had to define love, and it was so hard sometimes, because you would hear from pulpits and hear people say out of, yuck. Anyway, I think I look back on it, and it just makes me sick when I hear people say, well, you know, from the pulpits, well, God is just, and He won't put up with sin, and that's how He is, and this mushy love, and they would come against grace as if it was a vile thing. You know, you get my point. Along these same lines, I had to admit to myself, you greatly lack in knowledge. You do. You lack in knowledge of ancient history, in culture, and in language. You have to come to grips with that. And I had to swallow that damn pride pill. Okay? You know, folks, if I can swallow that pill, anyone can, believe me. You know, why do I come across so I've been judged as being arrogant? I'm very confident. Yeah, I'm extremely confident now. I sure wasn't before. So if you want to take that confidence and call it arrogance, hey, run with that. I really don't care. Oh, that was arrogance, wasn't it? But you get my point. Then fear became an issue that I had to overcome. You know, the fear of, am I wrong? The fear of, am I being taught wrong? The fear of, you know, what if I'm wrong about the Bible? What if I'm wrong about all these years that I spent agreeing with this stuff, shaking my head like this? What if I'm wrong? You know, what if all those people who say they love me, what if they're wrong? You know, and if I'm wrong, I've got hell to pay. I got an eternity to pay for being wrong about this. It's all fear-based, folks. In reality, with most cases, it's pride-based. It's pride being disguised as fear. See, it's pride saying, I couldn't possibly be taught wrong, or I couldn't possibly teach wrong. You know, some of us. You know, there's no way. I spent all these years, I couldn't tell you how many pastors have come to me and said, all those years was wasted in seminary. They had to swallow a huge pride pill, all that money and time. Oh my goodness. Well, the biggest hindrance of all, okay, and which I'm sure you'll identify with, is family and friends, the people you love, and the people who love you. You know, they keep pushing, and they kept pushing more fear into your soul. Isn't that odd? People who claim they love you are actually encouraging you to fear. I find that remarkable when I look back on it. And then I later, though, after this journey, after I've gone through this, I later found out that it was because they were also ignorant of God's character. That's why they did it. And that's why they're doing it now. Because they're full of fear themselves. You know, you've heard the old saying, well, you know, what is it? Something loves company. Misery loves company. Well, guess what? Fear loves company too. You know, none of them will admit this to you. None of them will. Damn that stupid pride, huh? You know, in my seeking, searching, and research, when I started doing all this, I initially rejected everyone who taught differently than how I've been taught. In other words, those people who taught a no-hell doctrine, I completely rejected them. You know, I made fun of them. And yet, because I was open and honest, and I'm hoping you are too, I was open and honest with myself and with God, you know, while reading and listening to their videos and their material and all this kind of stuff, my head would be shaking. No way. This stuff can't be true that they're saying, that I'm saying right now. Yet that, if you listen closely, that little still small voice. Now this is for those people who are struggling, all right? So I know you're hearing that little still small voice. It's whispering deep inside of you, deep inside of your heart, telling you, yes, don't be afraid, okay? Now, then I discovered the evidence. Did you just see that evidence of that yellow jacket right in front of that video camera? Then I discovered the evidence was so overwhelming. And I asked myself, overwhelming, of no hell. I had asked myself, how could I have been so blind to all this evidence? You know, then what happens next, and I'm trying to help you folks, that if you go through this journey, you can avoid some of these pitfalls that I did, all right? Then I got angry with being deceived by people who claim that they loved me. At that time not realizing that they too have been deceived and are in deception right now. I can now clearly see the harm, the torment that people who believe in hell, what they go through. You know, it's ironic, but they don't need to worry about being tormented in hell, because they're being tormented by hell right now. Okay? So this is why, in closing, this is why it seems 9 out of 10 of my videos that I do here on YouTube reference hell. It is, because it seems like I care more about them being tormented than most of them do about the countless souls that they claim that are tormented in hell. I seem to care more about them. You know, I see them doing very little, the people who believe in hell, very little other than judging from the comfort of their deception. I hope that made sense. So, am I boasting by saying I oftentimes daily shout this message I'm doing right now in this video? I shout these kind of messages from Facebook and YouTube and about the harm being done to these hell-believing, judgmental, yet kind, precious, beautiful people called Christians. Am I boasting? No. You know, folks, I bared my heart. So step lightly, please, when you leave comments on this YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs down, that's fine, but be polite. And if I've encouraged you at all, please leave an encouraging comment and response. consider subscribing. Look me up on Facebook under a group called The Why Guy. Also, avatar named Jonathan Jones. It will be a safe place for you to discuss your struggle with the concept of hell. It really will be. You'll get a lot of encouragement from folks. So I invite you. Thank you for taking the time to view this video.